Hello everybody, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, where we have, in our last episode, successfully automated ourselves out of a job with this new space rocket that is on its way back, I suppose. We have found niobium on our last trip. Wonder what we'll find this time. How hot is it in here? Rather toasty. Is there a way we could, pull this down? I mean, the oxygen coming out is kind of cool. Not cool enough. How about this water? That's a no from me, dog. That's not cool. We could, however, make use of this coolant loop. Yeah. We're gonna start off today by fixing things. You know what? Let's go ham on the copper here. We have plenty. It is fine. Hook that up. And then hook that into this guy. And then we just deconstruct this tile and bippity boppity bob's her uncle. That should take care of the heat. So. I've been thinking, chat. I've been thinking. The biggest threat to our colony right now is not oxygen, because we have a large amount of water here. We have this guy. We have this backup reservoir. We have this entire thing, plus this, and, there's probably a geyser in one of these two, or something. We can probably find a third geyser if we really need to. And this is also technically a source of water. So with water, we have food and oxygen. All we need to survive except the power to make those things happen. So we did have a little bit of a scare last time with us running out of oxygen. I'm about to do something kind of I don't know. We did have a little scare. We are now perma-running this guy, which is one duplicate permanently occupied, and it's kind of losing mass. Right. We have 10 kilos in, 5 kilos out. We're losing mass, so technically 5 kilos per second with, some downtime should be enough to... How much do these things use, actually? Hello, properties? Liquid... That is not a liquid reservoir. I don't... Generator, how much are you consuming? Heat production, generator idle. Doesn't tell me how much this is actually consuming. Petroleum or ethanol. But yeah, how much? I don't know. But I think it's enough to run these. I don't think they pull more than one kilo a second of the old petroleum. However, we do need to start running this thing again. But since we have this thing automated, we don't really need to be babying it. Hopefully, if the game does game things. That means we should be able to focus on securing up the power switch. And we've been trying to find a magma crater to do the petroleum boiler. We can't seem to find one. I mean, there's something here that I don't know what it is. Maybe we should check that out. But I have a plan. Today, while we wait to get the research from space, we are going to be building a petroleum boiler. That's right. I'm not gonna go all you know, ape-ish crazy and make a natural gas boiler. That's excessive. But yeah, a petroleum boiler is on the docket for today. After we find out what this thing is. Oh, well, there's another source of water. If we are ever in a pinch for that. Let's, you know, split this up a little bit. Also, there's a lot of carbon dioxide down here. This is not the most super effective dig. They'll get there eventually. So, the biggest problem for a petroleum boiler is that we need a heat source, and yeah, that's a thing. That's a lot of magma. And I'm not quite sure what the best way of doing this is yet. But surely we can tap into this. Don't call me Shirley. But I'm sure we can tap into this heat somehow with some clever use of game mechanics. First of all, we need to Ooh. It's actually not the worst idea I've had. I mean, it is up there, but it is not the worst. You're getting strong Dr. Evil vibes here. Hey, this is a perfectly non-evil setup. We're just gonna pump some magma around, okay? I know. Sounds dangerous, but hear me out. Hear me out, chat. Hey, Marshall. Welcome in. We kinda sorta need to find, first of all, materials that can survive like 1700 C. What is the melting point of igneous rock pipe? Not high enough. Easy, just get some buckets and you're golden. Yeah, this isn't Minecraft though. Okay. Chat, here's what we need to do. We're gonna build this out, and we are going to do a little bit of science here. We're gonna build one little section out of all of these materials so that we can inspect their respective melting points. Wolframite, tungsten. Ooh, ceramic might be it. Also, we might need some radiant pipe, and I'm sure lead is not gonna be material we want to build this out of, but I'm gonna try check out tungsten and steel, see what they are. Your name is Marshall and you have a problem? ... You bought this game, cries uncontrollably. Oh no, I'm sorry, bro. Can we have Fs for Marshall's free time, everybody? Fs in chat. Why did I make it so far out? Oh well, whatever. It's fine.
Press F to pay respects.
How many suits do we have for this thing? I mean, there's a fair amount of suits. Will Is there a material that we can build a hydro sensor out of that will not melt at 1700? Let's see if steel will do the business. Actually, what's iron? Not hot enough. You missed out on an opportunity, Marshall. You should have written Christ in duplicate. Yep. Opportunity missed. Okay. Game, can you give me a little bit of volume? Thank you. Also, I had a little bit of an oopsie today. I stabbed myself. Very stabby. Your wife has bought Oni? Oh. I mean, okay, you are exercising in extreme restraint, Kermi. I'm proud of you. I haven't killed anyone yet. But you're working on it, right? Okay, how about steel? How about you? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 2426.9
Nice.
degrees melting point. Okay, so we can technically use a hydro sensor. So I'ma just sketch out here so the dupes don't accidentally build this. So how this is gonna work, and this is not my original design. This is based on I don't know who made it. It's been a design in the community for quite a long while. What happens is that down here we'll have a way to controllably transfer heat. Actually, it's going to be on the side. Yeah, we're going to have a way to transfer heat to a heat coupling device thing here, and then we're going to have a source of big old heat right here. We're going to control, this is going to be filled with crude oil eventually, and then we're going to transfer heat here until the crude oil boils, and then it's going to turn into petroleum. And I believe petroleum has slightly lower density. Like, if you look at crude oil here, this is 900 something per tile. Do we have tiles of crude somewhere? Not crude, petroleum. I don't think we do. Anyway, the petroleum is gonna float to the top. And once we're not detecting crude here anymore, or the pressure has changed, we drop in more crude. Eventually the petroleum is gonna overflow this thing. And at that point we have a like sneaking kind of thing that goes kind of like so, right? Excuse the crudity of the model, I did not have time to make it scale or to paint it. So it's gonna flow this way, and then we end up with a pump down here somewhere. And then the incoming crude oil is gonna go through liquid pipes like this, and it's gonna counterflow the incoming outgoing petroleum. So we're gonna preheat the crude oil with the petroleum we just cooked to hopefully bring it down to a manageable temperature and to reduce the amount of heat input that we need to add here just to improve the efficiency. But yeah, that's basically gonna be how we're gonna produce petroleum, and because we're boiling it down here, it's actually going to be converted 1-for-1 instead of 2-for-1 as it is in the refinery. We won't need the dupe to do this. The only real kind of issue we might run into is a reliable source of heat down here. So what I'm thinking is that we're going to have a liquid vent that's gonna drop molten magma down here, and then we'll put a hydro sensor here, but if there's not enough liquid magma, we're gonna keep that here, and we're gonna keep adding more. And if this magma somehow solidifies into solid rock, we are going to need to have a robo miner that's gonna dig that out so that the sensor is freed and the system keeps doing its thing. We just need to figure out a way to keep this robo miner cool right next to the hot molten lava, or magma if we're being picky about it. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be all she wrote. So there's gonna have to be vacuum in here, otherwise the heat is gonna transfer from the magma into the robo miner. So this little bit here is kind of the hard part. You're doing some Fallout grinding at the moment, which is gonna take a hit with this week's visit to the mother-in-laws. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You get distracted watching a video by the dude who bought a pipe organ secondhand and hacked it together in his garage. I mean, the things we watch these days on YouTube and everything. I don't remember how many like stages or how long this radiator needs to be, but we can adjust that as we go. But before we start building anything, I kinda sort of want to figure this out. Telescope idle. Nah, you ain't. Keep analyzing. Also, how are we doing on the rocket? It is back out on the way. There's still one more trip we can do here, I guess. Okay. At some point we need to point the rocket to a different rock. Ceiling collapse. You're fine. Fine, Jetson. Go. We do something. Oh, this is painful. Did I get the DLC? Nope. Ooh, modern art. Hello. How modern? Oh, we're gonna find out. Let's move this oxygen mask. Get out of the pedestal. We have modern... Excuse me? How many things are there? Hello, game? Can I... Could you just, like, prioritize the Fanta thing I just found? We could put some petroleum on the pedestal. I mean, that would be pretty. Or naphtha, to remind us of how we messed up that one time. Okay, I'm getting... question marks. Modern art. Ah, there it is. I don't get it. Why can we not select? Hello? It is there. Unreachable. Oh, that's why. We need to make that thing get dug out automatically somehow. There we go. Boom. That glacier is about to expire. Pretty dramatic global warming. Huh? I mean, we're not gonna build in here. We're gonna build it down here. I just want to figure out the difficult part before we do anything. So, we need two things to happen here. If the bottom tile here is not crude oil, we need to drop more crude oil in. And if the temperature here is too low, we also need to let more heat in. And then obviously we need a please stop button. So yeah, we're gonna have need a hydro sensor and a thermo sensor. And to make this efficient, we're going to need a thermo shift plate right about there. So that we take heat out of the door, put it underneath the thermo sensor to make sure that this area is evenly hot. And let's see now. The door is gonna be one of these things, because if we keep it open, we stop transferring heat in, and that will do it. And then, yeah, some height pipe. All of these wires, we have to be very careful that all of these are made out of steel. Otherwise, we're gonna have issues. And here we're gonna have a switch and an AND gate. I think this can be one wide. And then we can have ladder in here to service. We can make a vacuum lock kind of thing to get in here if we really need to. It should probably be like this so we don't flow petroleum out. Yeah. And this thing, these should probably not be doors, but rather they should be steel metal tiles. And this needs to all be igneous rock, of course. Now comes the tricky business of how get Diggy Boy in here without cooking him. I do want to science real quick here. Just like, what if we do something like this? Can this like magically reach at an angle? If so, that would be fantastic. Okay. Melting point of steel pipes, that is 240. Tungsten has an even higher melting point. Hey, got him! Gossman? Somebody? Please? Can we, like, just... Look, I know Gossman let one riff at the dinner today, but could we please release him? Thank you. Okay, what do I have here? Ceramic doesn't actually have... I mean, that is high enough melting points. Oh, obsidian is the stuff we want, though. 2700 C. Yeah. Okay, obsidian is the stuff. What is the thermal conductivity here? 0063. I mean, it's a lot worse than ceramic. What's the specific heat? I mean, specific heat's not bad. Tubes, cute, not smart. Pretty much. Okay, so what if I put this here now? Okay, what is this? 1850. I mean, we have around 200 degrees C headroom to pump the magma. But Emily, how are you going to prevent the pump from overheating and cooking? That's the beautiful part. I'm gonna show you later. But for now, just trust me. Just trust me. We're gonna galaxy brain this. That's kinda sorta working. That's kinda sorta working. So we could have a dab of water here, some coolant pipes, bibbidi bobbidi. Everything's fine, right? Right? Yeah. So then we could drop the lava like magma on these tiles. Yeah. I mean, you don't... This is why I sketch out there on the side. Okay, and then we drip water in, coolant loop. Everything's fine. Yep. Now we need a big old open area that we are sure is gonna remain open for a hot minute. Ooh, we do need to take some wolframites. But also not too far away. I think this area is probably larger than this. Even though we built this thing here right now, but that's fine. Yeah. Also, we do kind of want to reach into a low area of the magma pool, so more magma can flow in here. Yeah. Okay, so we need to keep this crude oil out of this area. Where's our thing? Okay, so there. So